They say time reveals the truth. That's a lie. Time doesn't reveal anything. It only gives horrors the patience they need to grow. I'm telling this story now because the box is no longer buried, and because what came with it has learned how to wait. If you're listening to this late at night, if the room feels a little too quiet, if you suddenly feel like you're being watched, stop, because that's exactly how it begins. We moved into the house at the end of autumn. It was cheap, too cheap. The realtor smiled too much and spoke too little. When we asked how long the house had been empty, she hesitated before answering, long enough. The house itself felt patient, not abandoned, not neglected, just waiting. At night, the floorboards creaked in patterns, not random sounds, rhythms, 3 slow creaks. We moved into the house at the end of autumn. It was cheap, too cheap. Then one more, always the same. The backyard wasn't mentioned in the listing. It stretched farther than the property line should have allowed. The fence didn't enclose it properly, as if whoever built it didn't want to finish the job. The ground was uneven, patches of soil darker than the rest, recently disturbed. But not recently dug. No animals came back there, no birds, no insects, even the wind avoided it. We were clearing weeds when the shovel struck wood, not hollow, solid, deliberate. We dug carefully after that. The box emerged slowly, like it was resisting us. Old wood, blackened edges, iron hinges rusted shut. The carvings on the lid didn't resemble any language. They twisted when you stared too long, and when we touched it, it was warm. That's when the neighbor spoke. He stood on the other side of the fence, refusing to step closer. His face drained of color when he saw the box. "You shouldn't have dug that up." His voice shook, not with anger, with fear. "Put it back, bury it deeper, and never, never, open it." That was the moment we should have listened. We brought the box inside. That was mistake number 1. At 2:11 a.m., the smell started, damp earth, old metal, something rotten. At 2:17 a.m., we heard the knocking, 3 slow knocks, from inside the box. When the sun rose, the carvings had changed. One new symbol appeared. It looked like a name, mine. We didn't open the box. We told ourselves we wouldn't, but something inside it had already opened us.
We were warned. That's the part that keeps me awake. We weren't ignorant. We weren't careless. We were warned. And we still didn't listen. By morning, the box was scratched, deep gouges, from the inside. The symbols multiplied overnight, spreading like veins across the wood. They weren't random. They followed a pattern, a countdown. Old records showed the land had changed owners repeatedly. No family stayed long. One disappeared entirely. Another left behind a journal. Inside, one sentence repeated again and again. The box is not a prison. It is a promise. The voice began softly, almost kindly. It spoke memories only we knew, regrets, fears, names of people we loved. Then it whispered, I was buried alive. That was the night we realized. The box didn't contain the horror. The box invited it. The hinges moved on their own. Inside was darkness. Not empty darkness, living darkness. Something inside smiled without a face, and it knew us. The neighbor screamed when he saw the open box. You've done it now, he whispered. It knows where you live. The lights went out, and something stepped out of the box. Some stories end, but some follow you into the dark. If this story stayed with you, then it has already done its job. Before you go, subscribe to this channel, because the next story may be worse than this one. Turn on notifications, so you don't miss what's waiting. And remember, once you've heard it, you can't unheard it.
Ha 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 ha.